Lonchar, he's really started to click now, and it's taken him a while, to be fair to him, but yeah, you'll see.
Into the black hole. Sing for my soul.
Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Sunshine on Leyth. If you're still enjoying the save, drop a like, that would be most fantastic. So, since it's the start of the week, time to thank the patrons. This week it is Viceroy Icarus. Thank you so much, mate. Seriously, you really don't have to do that. Of course, I'm massively appreciative from everybody over there. I just really want to say thank you. Again, a lot of you will know Viceroy from the stream, so massive shout out to him. So, today we have Bristol City at home in our first match. This is a good one for us. This should be a winnable game for us, you'd hope, anyway. And then we've obviously got, there's a game against Mechelen in there, and we're going to come back and finish off with the final game in our group, just so that we can wrap up the Europa Conference League stuff today. I want to try and win all of them. I do believe we get a bye to the second round of knockouts afterwards, which will give us a little bit of break in fixture congestion until after Christmas. Might make a few little signings in there. Don't know, actually. Haven't really decided. On Region Sunday, Whitport gave Sparta a bit of Sunday Willy. That they did. Can you put the video of SYC Hero on a video at some point? It made my life. No. Two reasons. One, copyright claim, instant. Secondly, I watched that again, and oh my god, the cringe. But yeah, that's something from the streams. If you are interested in watching the streams, link in the description, of course. Disappointed Blackhaven are not pushing on at all. Did they make any summer transfers? So yes, I actually did have this included in an episode, but I had to cut it for time. So we'll do that now, actually. So, they did make some signings. As you can see, they had some outs, but it wasn't like a great amount of people they brought in. They brought Onginue in from Arsenal, Baba Mana from Liverpool for free, Sean Parry for free, Thiago Dantas from Sheffield United, who was their big signing for 20 million in total, and Moussa D from Barcelona B, for 10 million in total. So it's not huge outlays for them, really. And that's one of the problems, I think, that's really kind of setting them back now. They have enormous money, and now they're just not spending it at all. And I think the main problem is Eddie Howe. They won't sack him at the moment, because they consider themselves to be doing just fine, but they're never. I don't think they're going to go anywhere under Eddie Howe right now. I wish they hadn't. I wish Neil Ardley had never left, in all honesty, in terms of their success. But we will see. I think they'll probably stay up this year, given the fact that the bottom three are horrendous. We'll show you those guys in a sec. Fulham, Bournemouth and West Brom have a combined total of 9 points. If they all clubbed together, they'd still be in the relegation zone. That is actually quite impressive. Blackhaven sit on 14. They did beat Fulham 3-2 in the game on... It was the same day as our Europa League game, I believe. So as a result of that, they moved 10 points above the drop zone. So again, I feel like even if they have a horrendous season, which again, I still feel like they really will do, I can see them finishing 17th this year, but I just don't see Fulham, Bournemouth or West Brom getting anywhere near them at the moment, and that might be their saving grace. But I feel like at some point, Eddie Howe's got to go, because they have been really struggling since that first season in the Premier League, really. Unfortunately, though, a few little players slightly knackered after the last game, but we'll switch it around a little bit. Lashka needs to rest, so I'm going to bring Clive Kimberley back in. Someone pointed out just how well he has done in the few games he's played for us, and I really do believe there was something special about Clive. I still think for the future, though, Rui Lashka is the man for us, and I have to trust him, but Clive is a very good understudy. Or a very good backup, rather. I feel like Costa is the understudy. So that'll probably be the lineup. Lonchar, Kayo, Nelson, Flamarion, Kimberley, Fran, Vukuripa, Connor, Mitala, Veldwijk, and Griggs. I will get some faces for these guys sorted for the start of next season along with any new signings. Don't worry about that, because we'll do a big batch of them at once. Yeah. The bench will be Lashka, Thompson, Ramos, Billington, Morton, Bruzidi, and Sully. But it's a good chance for Lonchar. I feel like we do need to see more out of him. Someone claims that apparently there's some discussion on the SI forums that actually having players on their wrong foot makes them better, so perhaps that wasn't the issue with him after all. And again, I think it's unlikely that it would have been, just because when Billington was able to perform on his wrong foot, and I'm pretty certain Neil Cross was as well, so I don't really think that was the problem. I think Lonchar just needs to settle in. I'm not just going to discard this guy straight away, because I really do believe he has excellent attributes for the role we want him to play. I think he just needs to settle in a bit more, and when he's got the chance to do that, I'm sure he'll become a fine player for us. Vukuripa out wide to the left here. Can we get an early goal? Clive Kimberley, or go on Clive, Ben one, hits fit for Fran of all people. Oh, I like to think once he builds the links and gets that communication sorted with his strike partners, Lonchar's through again, and it's a really good save that time. That was just an excellent stop, but great work again from Milan Lonchar. Made a great run, got it onto his right foot as well. Been a bit of a masterclass from us so far. Again, Lonchar into the channel. Can he cut back to that right? Whips it across, and Kayo's header is over. Oh, we should be in front by now. Vukuripa into the channel for Lonchar again. And, just a bit of a poor touch initially. Goes past the second player. He's into the box. Milan Lonchar, and a good strike. This is kind of what I wanted from him. He is tearing things up there. Kimberley now into the box. Oh, and Clive Kimberley gives Whitport the lead. His first goal in the Premier League since returning to the club. We've dominated Bristol City in the opening 15, 20 minutes of this match. Really good stuff again. Lonchar just... Oh, what a little fake that was. Drops inside for Simon Nelson. Or rather, then he drops it back for Clive Kimberley, just pings that near post. Great work from Clive today. He's been excellent on the ball today as well. Good to see him score a goal. It's like after we got in front, the highlights just stopped. This is incredible. Go again. And there we go. Dale Connor, once again, 2-0. We've been very proficient from our set pieces this year, a lot better than we were last season, and I don't really know why, because it's the same pairing of Connor and Metalla as the second half of last season, but they've just been so much better at winning those headers from those set pieces this year, and now it's 2-0. They were allowed Sigurdsson to bring that all the way. Great save from Russell Griggs. That is terrific work from him. Bad defending from us to allow him to bring that down with so many players around it. Bruzidi now has to take this one. Can he find Dale Connor again? He actually nearly did. Oh, and it's put in the back of the net by Metalla this time. 3-0, and Madeleine Metalla grabs his fifth goal of the season. He does paper over some of his defensive frailties by scoring a lot from set pieces, to be fair to him, but that's the one thing that he wasn't really doing that much for us last year. And this one's just a bit of a cluster from Bristol City. Metalla's just taller than everyone in there, and he's just thrown his body at that. Look at the size of him, and it's 3-0 now. I'd still like to see us be more proficient from open play, though. What I would say, though, Clive Kimberley on an 8. He's having one of those games, one of those Clive games that he had previously for us, where he just runs the show from midfield, and there's nothing anyone could do to get near him. I honestly don't know how he does it. I know he has very good pass. Oh, Lonchar's in! And now it's 4. Milan Lonchar, that is so pleasing. I am incredibly pleased for the kid there. 5th goal of the year for him. And Clive Kimberley has just gone, you know what? I don't feel like a 9 is enough. I'm going to put an absolutely worldy of a pass through for Lonchar as well. Just look at the vision there. Nice little touch for Lonchar. Gets it back onto his right foot. Slots that home. And I'm really, really pleased for the lad. That's an important goal for his confidence. Not entirely sure how the game's justified taking Lonchar from a 6.5 to a 9.1 for him scoring that. That does baffle me somewhat, but nevertheless, fair play to the lad. It was a great finish. Lovely work from Clive. Whitport 4, Bristol City 0. That's more like it, lads. Kimberley, Connor, Metalla and Lonchar with the goals. Clive Kimberley, what a performance. A man of the match from him there. He is giving me reasons to potentially put him back in the team permanently. Good God, Clive. But there you go. Right, some games off camera. Back for some more European action as we battle it out with Liverpool for that final Champions League spot, potentially. Right, back in a sec. Right then, guys. We are back. And, Lonchar, he's really started to click now, and it's taken him a while, to be fair to him, but yeah, you'll see. So firstly, we went away to Palace. This was a solid game for us. Chan was fantastic, filling in, ball to the back post, here was Verteball, lovely smashing strike, near post, 1-0. Then we had a penalty. I gave it to Lonchar to boost his confidence a little bit. So 2-2 for him, nice to see. And then in the second half, lovely bit of stuff here. Kaio's ball through, headed in the back of the net by Metalla, classic, 3-0. We then had Mechelen away in Europe. Fairly comfortable stuff here. Lonchar's ball across. Eventually the ball is ricocheted in the back of the net by Balde for 1-0. Unfortunately though, start of the second half, Mechelen were able to equalise, hilariously, with their first sort of opportunity of the match. But that just made us angry, thankfully, as Flammarion then just took over after that. Wonderful cross here. Back post, there was Nelson. Lovely header, 2-1 in Belgium. After that, it was just the Flammarion show. Gets the ball out on the right-hand side here, goes past one player, no, not being phased, goes past the second player here, levels himself up, just pops in at the near post for 3-1, lovely. And even then, there was still time for one more piece of magic. Simon Nelson getting the ball, takes 2 players out of the game here, whips it across, there's Flammarion again, lovely work, 4-1, deserved win. I also brought on Keith Abbott to get his debut in the Premier League against Palace, and he also came off the bench in the second half against Mechelen. Actually played a really nice pass through for 1 point for Lonchar, but he was unable to finish. We then had a rather underwhelming performance against struggling Fulham, sadly. Lashka with the ball out wide. Flammarion, though, has been fantastic in this period. Gets the ball in. There was Lonchar, 1-0, winning goal for us, huge result. But Kaio had picked up an injury against Mechelen. Sullivan had to come in for this game. He then picked up an injury. It wasn't great. Next up against a very decent Watford side. I mean, similar story. Ball out to this right-hand side for Flammarion. He's getting so good at picking out Lonchar this time. Whips it across. This time a header from Lonchar. Once again, game-winning goal from Milan Lonchar. So important. And last but not least, away at Everton. Once again, similar story. Lashka's ball knocked down by Flammarion. Back of the net for Kaio on his return to the team. Then we grabbed ourselves a goal from a corner. Kaio's ball through. There was Lonchar, of all people, with a header to make it 2. And then in the second half, he had time for one more. Ball eventually deflects into his path and is able to smash home his second of the night. 6 goals in 5 league games now for Milan Lonchar. You love to see it. Kaio was sensational on the night as well. We were just in great form. And most importantly, defensively. We have absolutely shut up shop defensively. I think that's 6 consecutive Premier League clean sheets. Don't know where it's come from, but we're scoring a lot of goals now. We finally seem to have settled our back 4 down, and we're playing sensationally well. And all that leaves us 4th in the Premier League. 5 straight wins in the league. 6 straight clean sheets because we got the 0-0 at Old Trafford. That's more like it. Our goal difference is plus 14 now. Liverpool managed to lose to Watford, meaning that we now sit 3 points clear of Liverpool in those Champions League spots. And I think that's really the position we've got to be aiming for this year, is that 4th spot. I think it's between us and Liverpool currently with the 8-point gap to Man United, but you just never know. Down at the bottom, Fulham did win a game in there. I can't remember who it was against. to be honest. But Blackhaven also picked up a victory against Watford and also Bristol City. So some good results for them in there. They also got hammered 5-0 by Spurs. So they're all over the shop still. But they do find themselves 13 points above the drop zone. So I still don't think they'll go down because everyone else down the bottom is so incredibly bad. Bournemouth have only scored 4 goals in 16 matches so far this season. And they are now top. Okay, it seems that they've finally started to put some form together. Though, frankly, they still haven't been great, it would seem. But they are currently sitting 2 points clear at the top of the championship. But today, we play our final game of the Europa Conference League group stages. We've got a plus 19 goal difference. We might be able to get plus 20 with a victory today. Sparta just about... They were kind of struggling until the second half against Atromitos, but they did eventually get the win. I think it was 3-0. So we'll do a selection advice because I'm sure there's going to be a few little changes I want to make. Lonchar for a start will drop out for today despite his excellent form. Billington will come in to get his chance to score some more European goals, of course. I'm going to start Clive Kimberley. In fact, I'm also going to start Keith Abbott today. And I'm also going to start Ben Putman-Kitely on the right-hand side. So Abbott and Putman-Kitely will get starts. I'm going to start Dave Morton on the left as well. Just to mix things up a little bit. As I really do want to start exposing Keith Abbott to some top-level football the first chance we get, because he's improving quite nicely at the moment. And Ben Putman-Kitely, I just want him to score a goal. Arguably, it's a bit of a shame that we conceded that goal against Mechelen. Otherwise, we would have been going through the entire group stage potentially without conceding. But that's life. I feel like Billington needs to take advantage of today's game because, well, if he's going to get that top scorer, he needs to get the goals now. I suppose the other element is that we have got a weaker side out there when you look at some of the players in that team. You know, Keith Abbott at left back, Putman-Kitely starting on right side. And Fran's in. Kimberley cleared. Kayo wins it off of him. Here we go. Chance for Wim Billington. Can he find the right run, though? That's the question. He's all the way through. Kayo. Morton's header. And it's in off the crossbar. Dave Morton doing Dave Morton things. Whitport 1. Atromitos 0. And we're surely going to have 18 points out of 18 in this group now. And Dave Morton... I feel like there's never going to be a season when he's at this club where he doesn't chip in with some goals. A lovely pick out from Kayo, but look at this. What a header that is. That's a lot of work for him to do that. I still think he'll score 4 or 5 goals this season in total. Can I personally say I'm a huge fan of the fact that Motherwell have already qualified for the second round of a European competition. That's just nice to see, isn't it? Morton, round the side for Billington, smashes in his 10th goal of the season, all of which have been in the Europa Conference League. He will surely go back to top scorer unless Svoboda is going to smash a load of goals in for Sparta today. That's a nice piece of work again, though, from Dave Morton. Just, I don't know how Morton gets the assist. Oh, he just knocks it back to him here. Oh, no, it gets a bit of deflection. But Wim Billington smashes it home. 10th goal of the year for Wim Billington. Lovely. Well, pretty good first half for us, really. Dave Morton's ran the show, as always. Can't really ask for much more than that from Dave. Other than maybe creating a cross for Putman-Kitely in the second half. Abbott. Abbott on this left-hand side now. Can he find a decent cross? It's actually a very good cross for Fran, and it's just wide. Clive has got to get this out wide. Kayo. Fran. Chan. Putman-Kitely. Can he spin and find the cross? He does. Kayo's header, and Putman-Kitely will get the assist on the goal. His second assist in the Europa Conference League of the season for Ben Putman-Kitely. You love to see it. It's nice to see him still chipping in with things on a European basis here. Nice little link up here with the others out on this right-hand side. He does well. Gets this ball, drives into the box, space opens up, and he just put that on Kayo's head. Lovely header from him, and it's 3-0. Lots of space at the far side here, and Griggsy with a big stop. Had to make the save. Bastianos will get this back again, and it's in the back of the net, and Ronaldo Shani has got a goal back for Atromitos. I mean, there's nothing Griggsy can do about that. It's deflected past him. Bad defending from us, though. Should have cleared our lines better initially. The initial ball in is well cleared by Kayo, but they don't close it down fast enough, unfortunately. I'm not sure who the number 2 is. It might have been Chan. And then the header just deflects off of, I think, maybe Keith Abbott there, and it's into the back of the net for 3-1. Chan straight into the channel for Kayo. He might not be... No, he's a bit too wide there. Might keep it in, though. Putman-Kitely to keep this potentially in play. Kayo. Loses out, but he's won it back again. And lots of room for Keith Abbott here. And Keith Abbott has scored for Whitport in Europe. The 17-year-old left-back has scored his first ever goal for the club. And he's played really, really well in this game too. Settled into that back four really nicely. Was our strongest performing defender before then as well. Another assist for Kayo, but he's got so much work to do here. A little bit of a screen, but he's still got a perfectly weighted shot. And that's a lovely little finish from Keith Abbott. It's lovely to see his first ever goal for us. All we need now for the ultimate icing on the cake is a Putman-Kitely goal. Chan. And Nelson now. Oh, it's flicked over, and Simon Nelson will get the goal. I think it must have come off the defender. Chan with the assist, and it's now 5-1 to Whitport, despite having a ridiculously rotated side. But yet again, Sebastian Chan is really doing good work lately. This must have hit the defender from Simon Nelson's relatively weak header. Oh my goodness. That's like Andy Robertson when Lacazette scored. Christ. Well, I mean, this will do it. It's 5-1 to Whitport. Obviously, the result is not the most important thing here. It's the fact that we've done well on the night. Surprise scorer of Keith Abbott, too. You love to see it. It's a 17-year-old man called Keith. I think that alone deserves a lot of credit. A 9.0 for Keith. Kyo was obviously spectacular in that game, too. Billington only got the 1 goal, but he did have a good game overall. 11 goals for the season for him. And we've scored 25 times in 6 matches in the Europa Conference League so far with a plus 23 goal difference. I really do feel like we've got a chance to go all the way here. I feel like us of last year would have done well in this tournament, but I feel like we've strengthened a lot and got a lot better since then. And as a result of that, I think that's what's really given us that impetus to go forward. 10 goals for Win Billington so far in the Europa Conference League. You love to see it. Lasker as well with an 8.1 in there too. I still feel like Win Billington is not done in Europe by any stretch of the imagination. I think he's got more goals in him after Christmas, and I look forward to seeing what the lad can come up with, because I think we're going to get ourselves a nice bye. If we don't, it's fine. We'll get to play a second place team in one of these groups, and I don't really think there's any that stand out as being super strong. Maybe Motherwell, ironically. They're actually the strongest second place team is in fact Motherwell with a plus 13 goal difference. So there you go. So that is actually now 8 wins in a row in all competitions, which is lovely. So next episode, we're going to start off at home to Spurs, and then we'll sort of figure out where the next one will be after that. So if you've enjoyed this, and I hope you have, drop a like, that'd be sick. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, that'd be awesome as well. And yeah, I stream on Twitch on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and usually Saturdays. And I will see you guys tomorrow for some more of this absolute madness. Thank you so much for watching. Hold your gun, capybara. Bye-bye.